welcome back, everybody, to episode 4 of the BrixCast. I am joined by my co-host, Aaron. How are you, man?
I'm great. It's been a few weeks, but I think that I'm doing pretty good. Got some fun stuff coming up in the next few weeks. Yeah.
You sound so down. You really do. What's going on?
I'm just tired. Long week of cleaning and stuff and getting ready for
I feel that.
a quick trip to the States. So just tired.
So what's going on with your 212th Clone Trooper endeavor?
Yeah, that was a lot of what I was cleaning up. Let me tell you all right now, removing so many magazines from their figures, so like if the figures come on a magazine, the pain and the length of that process is mind-boggling. And it's not hard, right? Like, it's pathetically easy, and I sound like first world problem complaining about it right now. But, once you're on, whatever 1,000th magazine, you really start to, like, lose your mind. And that has been my life for the last 2 weeks, is dealing with those magazines. And also, it's just, like, a lot. It overwhelms your life. My living room was taken over. I had so much stuff. But luckily, I've gotten rid of and shipped most of them out, so that's done, and I can express how happy I am that it's done, because that was, it was way too much work, way more than I ever anticipated. So,
Well, I am glad. So wait, are you finished yet, or still more?
at this point, I'm finished. I've shipped what I've needed to ship, and then I'm taking some with me to the States when I come to the States in a couple weeks. In my suitcase, but like I'm done packing. I've already packed everything into the bags I need to go into, and it's done. It's like I all I've left is to ship a couple of boxes, and then I'm fully done, and I cannot express how relieved I am to be done.
I'm looking forward to my 212th Clone Trooper army, Aaron.
I hope you are. It's coming to you.
So so I assume you kept some for yourself, so are you going to have a 212th Clone Army now?
As of right now, leftovers. I have 350. That are mine.
350, 212 Clone Troopers. Wow.
I'm probably not going to keep 350 because that's a lot of money in figures I don't necessarily want to own that many of. I'll probably end up with 50. Probably bring some to the U.S. conventions this year, or if I have friends I already know that want to get some extras as well.
So you're gonna pay your way. You're gonna pay your way to Lego conventions with 212 Clone Troopers, is what I'm understanding.
I mean, ideally, yeah, if I can offload all of them and offset the cost of a really pricey Renaissance hotel, nice but pricey hotel at Brickworld Chicago, that'd be ideal, the best situation at that point.
Oh my God, it is actually pretty pricey. It's like, I don't know, like $500 for a 4-day weekend or something. Which,
$500, man,
like
that's wishful thinking. It's like $860.
Okay, all right, so it's a lot more expensive, but yeah, it's way cheaper to go to Brick for me because I have friends who live by and I can just stay with them and it costs me nothing.
Yeah, but not Brick World. You don't have friends at Brick World.
I don't have friends at Brick World. Maybe I'll make friends at Brick World this year. This will be the first time I'm going to Brick World Chicago. So
I don't know if you're gonna make friends with any of the local people there.
I've been to Chicago before. I went to Chicago in 2019 for Star Wars Celebration. I actually liked the city. I didn't like the airport. What was it? What was it called? The
O'Hare?
Yeah. Did not like that airport.
It's not great.
It's chaotic.
For those of you who don't know, I love airports and I hate O'Hare. O'Hare is horrible.
But Aaron is airplane enthusiast, or what would you? Aviation enthusiast, yeah.
Aviation enthusiast,
okay.
Yeah.
So he gets way more out of flying than probably the average person does.
I take extra flights because I like flying. I'll go to stop, like to go from point A to point B. I'll stop at point C and D. It's a hobby. It's amazing. I love it so much.
You're so interesting. I really do find you interesting, Aaron.
I don't know if it's a compliment or an insult, but I'll take it as a compliment.
I think that's a compliment. I like it when people have interesting hobbies outside of Lego. Of course, it's always fascinating to see what people are interested in, and I think this is one of those.
Oh yeah, it is really interesting, and I'll tell you more about it. Not in the podcast, because that'll take hours. And I'm sure you're dying to hear about aviation.
Absolutely. But we'll have to save that for a future episode. Today we are getting on to our first topic, which is today, actually. I think it was today, or maybe yesterday, actually. The Land Rover Defender 90 was announced from LEGO. They kind of teased this a couple days ago with a social media video showing, quote unquote, the hardest to reach LEGO store in the world. And they had this yellow Land Rover vehicle as a LEGO store, a portable LEGO store, which I thought was kind of funny. Obviously, it was just a marketing gag, but would be kind of cool if you like went hiking to only find yourself finding a LEGO store. And this was, I think they said the Scottish mountains or Scottish islands, something like that.
Scottish Islands.
Scottish Islands. That's where they were at. So imagine you were just hiking around there and you just stumble upon Lego sets in the middle of nowhere. That would be, for me, that at least that would be.
Yeah,
no,
I'd love to. I'd love to lug 30-pound box of plastic back with me on a hike. That sounds like a dream.
Who doesn't want to do that? Yeah. I know all about that. But so Lego announced this Defender 90, which actually isn't the correct name for this 1983 Land Rover Defender. It is based off the accurate vehicle from 1983, but it wasn't called a Defender 90. I think it was called the 110 or something like that. But regardless, this vehicle looks amazing. It's one of those Lego Icons vehicles. So like we've got, I think, the Camaro, we got the Ghostbusters vehicle. I think last year we got Back to the Future DeLorean Time Machine. So Lego's been making these vehicles for a while now. What's that?
The Volkswagen camper.
The camper version. Bus. Yep. So Lego's been making these vehicles at like a particular scale for years now. This is probably my favorite. Out of all of them, this is the best. I don't even have the set yet. I did not get a review copy. I know some of my friends like Tiago, he's going to review this set. I'm looking forward to his review, see what he has to say about it. But it looks incredible, but unfortunately it has a really high price tag, which is turning a lot of people off, including myself. I do think it is overpriced at $240. I do think that when this... Yeah, I know, it's $240.
Oh, I had no idea. That's absurd.
I think when the designers were designing this set, or when they were conceptualizing it, Lego designers were given a budget. They're like, you have to meet a $200 budget, $50, but whatever the budget is, right? So they can only do certain amount of pieces, certain amount of size, yada, 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 minifigures. There's all kind of technicalities to what the quote-unquote budget for a Lego set for a Lego designer is. But my guess for this case is that their original budget was $200. And then because of inflation last year, like end of last year, we got huge price hikes along the entire Legos category of sets. And especially any set that was like $200 automatically went to $240. Like the Globe notably went from $200 to $240. The Luke's Land Speeder UCS set went from $200 to $240. There's a lot of sets that did that price jump last year because of inflation. So I can almost guess that the set was going to be a $200 set, but then Lego was like, inflation, we need to up prices, so now it's $240. Granted,
the need is really subjective there, but yeah.
Yeah, granted, it has 2,356 pieces, so it's almost hitting 10 cents per piece, so it's not like terribly priced, but it isn't. It should be way less. It should be 200 at most. Probably 180 would be reasonable. 240 is very expensive. So at that price, it's going to turn off a lot of Lego fans, I think. However, I am such a diehard off-roading 4x4 vehicle enthusiast. I love Land Rover, Jeeps. I myself own a Toyota 4Runner. I've brought that up before on the podcast, and I've gone off-roading in my vehicle before. And if you know that type of sub-community of people, that the Land Rover, especially the Land Rover Defender, is like one of the icons in off-roading, and overlanding is what we call it, which means you're just simply going off the grid with a vehicle. And this literally on the box, you see like gasoline tanks, you got an extra spare tire, you got a shovel to dig yourself out, you got a winch to tow other vehicles or your own vehicle out. Like, it's meant for off-roading, and like that's just epic to me. And I've seen this 1983 Defender. I've seen this around. Someone around my town has one of these, and like repainted it, kept it looking fantastic. And like every now and again, I'll see it passing around in my area and I'll just freak out because it looks so good. And they actually painted it like a dark green. And so the Lego set is a sand green. So it kind of just makes me think of a local person who has a Defender. If I ever see them stopped at like a gas station or something like that, I'm going to go up to them and say, you have a beautiful car, and let them know that there's also a Lego set that looks just like their car.
Yeah. I'll sum up my thoughts. I drive a Kia Soul, so yeah, I don't know cars. Everything you said to me was completely gibberish. I'm glad it makes you happy, and I'm sure you're gonna love this set, and I'm sure plenty of people will. But
also like it's a 2-door SUV, and I'm such a softie for 2-door SUVs. Like, I don't know why, but they are so cool to me. Even though I have a 4-door Toyota 4Runner, I just absolutely love 2-door SUVs. Like, they just look epic. The new Ford Bronco with 2 doors is just like amazing. You can get a Jeep with 2 doors. You can get the Land Rover 2 doors. Like, they look so good. I wish Toyota would make one. They did do one. It was what was it called? Oh, I should know what that is. Anyhow, it was discontinued in 2014. You know the vehicle I'm talking about.
I do not. So I have no idea what you're talking about. The Toyota Camry.
I'm gonna look.
No,
I'm gonna look at
it was definitely a Prius. RAV4? I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up because here FJ Cruiser. Excuse me, that's what I was thinking of. The Toyota FJ Cruiser.
That was tip of my tongue.
That was a 2-door SUV from Toyota. That was actually pretty similar to what this Land Rover Defender is. That'd be cool if that'd be really cool if Lego made an FJ Cruiser. But anyhow, yeah, if you're into this stuff, then this probably made your day. I think this vehicle looks spot on. I love the sand green color. I'm gonna get it, and it's okay. I rarely put Lego sets in my office where I'm recording right now. Most of the Lego sets I get go in my Lego room or in the basement where I build mocks. But on the occasion, I'll put a Lego set in my house, like the Van Gogh Starry Night. That's in my bedroom. The globe is right next to a chair. I have the Eiffel Tower next to my dining room table. Like, a few Lego sets make it into my house. This is one of them. This is one of those sets where I want to proudly show this set, like, in front of people, in front of my guests that come over to my house. So anyhow, I'm done ranting. We'll move on to the next topic, but I am over the moon about this set. It's unfortunate that it's so overpriced. It should be $200 in my opinion at most. $240 is too much money, but it looks so good. It really does. So I'll definitely be picking it up at some point.
Yeah, I will pick it up if I have it on clearance, and that's my thoughts on it. Sorry.
It looks so good. I think I could talk at least another 20 minutes about how good this set looks.
I'm sure you could.
The more I look at it, like it's got the ventilation thing for it connects into the engine, so you can go in the desert, and it's like a snoot or a snout, something like that. It's off to the side of the windshield. You see, I see a lot of Toyota Land Cruisers, which is also another icon in the off-roading community. That's a common thing you'll see on a Land Cruiser, especially if you go out to the Middle East. That's very common to see that, so that the engine doesn't get stuck with dust in it. That's what that is. So, yeah, there's so many cool things. There's so many. I'm just looking at this and gushing over it, so I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Okay. Well,
I know.
I'll look at the set more. Your praise has definitely sold me that it could be cool, but yeah. I think,
like I said, I'm not getting this Lego set for free, guys. I'm not getting a review copy or anything. This is going to be a set I go out and get myself, but I think it looks so good.
Yeah. Well, let's move on then to the new Star Wars thing, which is more interesting, I think, to both of us at least. Yes. I know the Land Rover is way interesting to you, but
I think the Land Rover is way more interesting than the next set we're going to talk about.
I really do not care for it either, but the spider crab thing with the Darksaber.
Spider tank. Yes.
Spider tank.
What is it? It's set number 75361. Yeah, it comes out August 1st, the Spider tank. It's based off episode 2 of season 3 from The Mandalorian, which you haven't seen, have you?
I've seen the first episode and I could not turn it back on. I'm sorry.
That sucks because the second episode and the third episode, which just came out the other day, are stupidly good. Like, I am just so on board now. I was like, honestly, Mando season 3, I was just like, okay, all right, I guess I'll watch it. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it because I was such on an Andor high for so long, and so like I thought Mando was gonna like just kind of be boring to me at this point after watching how amazing Andor was. Or yeah, and so the first episode was pretty mediocre, but man, the second and third episodes just so good. Aaron, I know how much you like Andor, and the fact that you haven't watched the third episode is even more aggravating because it takes place on Coruscant, and there's straight up Coruscant politics happening in that episode. You'd love it.
I love politics. I love when Star Wars gets political. I genuinely do. It's quite interesting how they can like make up fake stuff for a different world, and it kind of sometimes makes sense. But yeah, I will watch it. Don't worry. I'll watch it probably soon-ish. I'll probably watch them when like the fourth episode comes out, and I'll watch them all at once. But
circling back, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I've heard it was good, so I will watch it. Don't worry.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yep.
Well, so circling back to the spider tank, it's very accurate to what you see in episode 2 of season 3 of Mandalorian. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with the character that comes out of the spider tank. I won't quite spoil it, but there is a specific character that we see during in the episode of the show. So that's disappointing. I assume. Yeah, it's Captain Rex. Absolutely. It's disappointing we didn't get that character in the set. There's 3 figures technically. It's really just 2, but I don't know why, but Lego does count Grogu as a whole figure, which like he's barely a figure in my eyes. It's just like 2 pieces. At least a new version. I know some people were saying that we should get Grogu's cradle, or what do they call it? It has a specific name.
The baby pod. I genuinely do not know. I'm sorry.
It has. I think it's called a cram or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
we're getting out.
Yeah, no, I think the set.
Go ahead.
It looks like the set looks what it looks like.
How many
I know that
pieces
this is gonna be 2 Lego sets in a row that I'm just like the negative Nancy, and I feel bad about that. But this is gonna be a buy Bo-Katan off Bricklink moment for me. Sorry, but like this for what, $55, 53 euros? That's just not.
$50 US, 526 pieces, and 3 figures if you count Grogu.
If I find it on clearance, I'll get it. But
so for me, the set looks just I could care less. I know some people are really excited about it. I do not care for the set at all. It is, I don't know. It's just so unappealing to me. It's uninspiring. This is like the last set I think I would want for Mando season 3 so far. It is accurate, and I've seen a lot of people praise the set, and that's fine. But for me, my personal opinion, this is like such a skip, except for the fact that we are getting that brand new Bo-Katan that's based off the Mandalorian TV show. The previous Bo-Katan minifigure that we got in the Starfighter set, like 2 years ago now, was based off the Clone Wars show. It was based off season 7 of the Clone Wars, which was awesome. But now we have a new color, new arm printed version of Bo-Katan, and she looks fantastic. And then we also, for the first time, have a brand new Darksaber piece as well. So those 2 things make this set better.
So like,
what do you think?
I'm just gonna come in here, be the negative person again. I'm sorry. I think that the Darksaber really could have been a lot better than it is. I think that using the same rounded hilt is a mistake. The Darksaber is so clearly not a circular hilt in every piece of media we've seen it in. And I don't understand why they couldn't just like either make it a whole single piece or make a new hilt. Or, I don't know.
So I've got an official quote from Lego. BrixCast, Chris from BrixCast, who I'm friends with, he's a great guy. You guys absolutely should check out BrixCast.com, Captain Rex 101, Chris. Great guy, does great reviews on BrixCast. But he reached out to the Lego Star Wars team and asked them about the Darksaber piece, and they actually released an official quote about it. This comes directly from Lego. It says, since the Darksaber is a weapon that can be turned on and off like a lightsaber, like a standard lightsaber, we from the beginning thought that the best way to replicate it in a Lego minifigure form was to use the Lego Star Wars lightsaber hilt and a separate blade. It is not a set rule by default, but again, it just works well here. because kids can quote unquote turn it off by removing the blade.
I feel like you could. That's just a cop out at that point, in my opinion, at least. It's that I understand they want to turn it on and turn it off. So why don't you make a more squared off hilt? It'll look bigger, but it'll look less goofy than a rounded hilt. That just seems like a non-answer, right? That's just my opinion, at least. Is that it definitely doesn't really.
It adds a little bit more sense to, like, I think I saw people saying, why not just make it one dual molded weapon with the actual saber part like molded into the blade. And I could see that, like, there's great third-party customs, like BrickArms made a great Darksaber in my opinion. Aerialite made a really good Darksaber. All of those have like printed details, and like personally, if you really want a good looking Darksaber, just get one of those. They're like $3. They're like $3. This looks like something Lego would make. Like, it doesn't, but the ones that BrickArms and Aerialite made, those look like third-party weapons. Those look like something that more in line with what we got from the Rivendell set. Like, a lot. I've seen some people saying the Rivendell weapons for Lord of the Rings are a little too detailed, a little too much for Lego. And
that's a stupid criticism. I mean, I'm sorry. I've heard that for a while from different things. It's just not valid.
Everybody's going to have their own opinion about this. I think the Darksaber, like the blade part, that looks better. I like this so much more than the dumb, just using a black bar. That was the worst design. So this is way better. Obviously, they could have done another step and make a separate new hilt piece. I think that would have helped, and that way you can still, quote unquote, turn the lightsaber off. But I still think it works. You know, I don't know if I'm upset over this. Again, I've already been using like BrickArms Darksabers. So, and if you guys have seen my Lego mocks, so like the last 10 years, I've always just switched out Lego weapons anyways with BrickArms. So to me, this is not a big deal. Maybe to others, they just wish they got something better from Lego, but this looks like something in line with all the other Lego Star Wars weapons to me.
I mean, that's undeniably true, which is also why I basically just use BrickArms. I mean, the BrickArms, the Clone Blasters, Imperial Blasters they're too good that you can't not use them at that point. So I guess at the end of the day, it is just kind of a moot point. You know, it's not really relevant to either of us. It's meant for kids to have the blade be projectable. So I think for that purpose, yeah, it serves its purpose well, and it looks fine. It's cool to get a new piece.
You know what I hope? Going back to the spider tank, there's a rumor that we're supposed to get another set, which is supposed to be based off episode 3 of The Mandalorian season 3, which is supposed to be, I think the rumor was like a Fang fighter, and which is Bo-Katan's ship, or was it? That's what it's called, right? A Fang fighter?
Yeah, a Fang fighter, and the TIE Interceptor.
And a TIE Interceptor. That's the rumor. And if we get that Bo-Katan minifigure that we're getting in the spider tank in that other rumored set, then that would just make the spider tank obsolete, and I would just be like, absolutely don't buy this. Just go buy the better.
That would be hilarious.
Fang fighter
I
set.
think that's so something that I could see Lego doing, and I now that you say that, I do think they're going to do that. Why would they have Bo-Katan's ship without her piloting it?
That would be crazy. Unless it's not.
Imagine if the
ship.
new Darksaber's in that set too. Oh my
Bo-Katan.
gosh, that would be hilarious if they just made this like.
Yeah, then there would be no point in buying. I guess the only argument that you can make for the spider tank then is like it's a cheaper price, because I think the Fang fighter set, that's rumored to be $100 set, which is double this cost of the spider tank. So that the only argument to be made there is price, which yes, it is $50 cheaper than what this. We're all talking about a rumor set. This is nothing confirmed right now. Again, we don't know if this exists or not yet. I wouldn't be surprised though. And Aaron, I wanted to bring this up. Lego has been doing for the last like 2 weeks now. They've been releasing. This is a very weird release cycle for Lego, where they're releasing Mandalorian sets almost a few days after each episode. So they did that with the pirate ship, the pirate snub fighter. They did that like a week ago. And then just a few days ago, we got the spider tank based off episode 2 of The Mandalorian, and the pirate snub fighter was based off episode 1. And we just got episode 3 yesterday. And if honestly, man, my money is on that next week, Lego's going to announce this rumored Fang fighter set and TIE Interceptor set next week. Like,
I think you're right.
It would only make sense. They're on this trend right now. They're doing pre-orders for all these sets. I almost want to bet you money that next week we're gonna get this announcement of a set.
I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I think that you're right. I think that's a pretty easy pattern to spot. I'm wondering when it'll end, though. When we'll stop getting new reveals as soon as
I
the
think
episode premieres.
I think that'll be all the Mando season 3 sets that were rumored. Would be the Snub Fighter, the Spider Tank that we got today. Well, we didn't know what it was at the time, but we knew there's a $50 Mandalorian season 3 set. We got the Microfighter, and then the TIE Interceptor. I think would be the last. I don't know if there's another slot. I think the other slots that were rumored for Lego Star Wars sets are supposed to be out based on the Ahsoka show, which comes out. I've seen rumors that the Ahsoka show is going to come out this summer at some point, which would be pretty cool. I could see that happening, maybe July.
You'll watch together at Brick Fair.
August,
That'd be fun.
August 1st. Yeah, August 1st we could have Ahsoka being rolled around, and then Ahsoka sets could be launched August 1st. I could see that. That would make sense in my eyes. So we'll see.
Yeah, but
I don't know
overall,
I don't know anything about this, so we'll see.
These sets are just. I don't know. That was a weird noise, but I do not know.
Yeah. So far, the Mando season 3 sets are. The minifigures are good, but the sets are lackluster in my eyes.
They are consistent with Lego's current quality standards.
That's rough.
Yeah, sorry.
That's rough.
Sorry,
but
that's tough.
I agree. Like, of the Mando sets that we've seen that are pre-orders right now, the Snub Fighter and the Spider Tank, they're not very inspiring Lego sets to me. They're both gray sets. They're both not super interesting to me personally. Like, there's just better things you can make. I'm crossing my fingers that this TIE Interceptor set is going to be awesome, but again, it's just a rumor, so for all we know, could be getting, I don't know,
nothing.
What's another $100 Lego Star Wars set you want?
Oh, I know, a buildable Grogu, another one. That'd be fun. Or wait, you know what? No, buildable,
Aaron, you're so salty.
Ahsoka.
You're so salty today.
I just don't. I don't know. Star Wars is in such a bad place for me right now, and so is Lego. Honestly, the only joy I'm getting on Lego at this point is building what I currently have, building mocks, and then buying old stuff. That's all I'm doing now. And the amount of joy I'm finding in buying old stuff is just like unparalleled to the joy I'd get from like new stuff. I'm sorry, and that makes me sound like, what am I looking for? A boomer? That's a horrible word to use, but that. Sure, but like I just don't. It's not attractive. Nothing but extremely expensive stuff is attractive, and I just don't feel the need to buy these absurd, stupid small sets that are. Why is the Microfighter $16? Who decided that? Like, also,
I agree.
Why is it the same Microfighter basically as the one from a year ago? Like, please, I want something new. It's so irritating. It's the same like 5 things that were getting made in Lego form. Why is there a single Andor set? Why? Like, that is just. I'm getting way too angry about this, but like, it's just so irritating to be a Lego and a Star Wars fan right now. If you have the opinions I do, which obviously I understand is not everybody, but it's just so frustrating that I don't even want to buy these sets. I'm not going to. Like, it's just. I didn't buy the new sets today. I bought the TIE Bomber, I think, because that was like unique and cool. I bought one 5-verse battle pack, and that's been my most recent new Lego Star Wars sets purchases. I haven't purchased the helmet set. Not going to purchase these sets. Probably won't purchase the rumored, if it comes out, TIE Advanced and other set. I might buy that, but it's just so unappealing, so frustrating to not have anything that you like, that I like in this hobby right now, I guess. Which I'm guessing is a isolated opinion right now, but yeah.
Yeah, so I agree. The Lego Star Wars lineup so far for 2023, I mean, we're starting to see summer sets already revealed by Lego, which is just very interesting that they're being revealed this early in March. I guess this isn't actually that odd. I know the way they're doing it, like week by week with Mando episodes, is different. But in the past, if you've been on Lego Star Wars for a very long time, then you'll know that we had something called Toy Fair every year, where Lego would show their entire summer lineup in February, and we would literally see all the summer sets like 6 months prior to the release. I missed those days so much. I never I did get to go to Lego. I did get to go to Toy Fair one year, and did get to go to Lego booth, and they wouldn't let me go into like the not like you can't go in this like they sectioned half the booth was like sectioned off, and they only showed me like the current like winter sets, and I was just like, what? I literally came all this way to New York City to see sets that are already on shelves, and you're not gonna let me through the door to see what the summer sets are. I mean, their argument was like, well, you can't even take pictures of them. Well, I'd still like to see them.
Yeah.
I'll never let that go. I think that was 2018. That was, I think, the last year Lego did Toy Fair. That was a frustrating time.
Well, they still do Toy Fair.
After years of seeing so many like other media people take pictures and get video of these early access Lego Star Wars sets, like I just wanted 1 year to do that. Never happened. It was so disappointing. But anyhow, they used to release Lego Star Wars sets like that showed the sets much early in advance of Toy Fair. I miss those days. I really do. That was a lot of fun. We don't have those days.
You sound like me
Maybe
talking about Lego sets.
Maybe I'm just being too nostalgic. I'll never forget the reveal at Toy Fair 2009 of the AT-OT and dropship. That was, I remember.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
There was no rumors for that, and I just saw the video and I was like, "This is a Lego set coming out next month in March." Like, oh my god! Just
I wish that was true now.
As a kid, let's see, how I was 13 at the time. I was just losing my mind, and I really want fans to experience that type of just shock of like a $250 Clone Wars set. Like that was. I'd
love to experience that shock. I am begging Lego for that shock. Please, stop. It's just so irritating.
I agree, man. I really do. So yeah, nothing.
I don't
nothing
want
so
more
far
helmets. Who
the
wants
helmets? The helmets were good, but nothing feels like none of the play sets have felt inspiring this year. None of the winter sets, the 3 winter sets that we got, none of these Mando sets so far have been super inspiring. Like I want to get hyped for Lego Star Wars, but so far the products are just okay at best. Personally,
they're not even okay. The TIE Bomber is like they had
the TIE Bombers. Okay, well, once again, you got to watch episode 3 of Mando, but the TIE Bomber it makes so much more sense now why they made the TIE Bomber this year.
No, that's not my issue. They had 20 years to work on it, and they couldn't get the cockpit right. And not the cockpit.
True.
At least on mine, the cockpit does not close very well. Which I don't.
Mine closes.
No, it has like a weird resistance, which
Aaron,
I tried.
You just built it. You just built it wrong. Let's be honest.
And you know what? I'll still blame Lego, so it's fine. Lego's fault.
Well,
it's great.
Let's move on to our next topic, where it's the complete opposite with Lego, where they are literally making some of the best sets we've seen in a while, which is
and
Lego
for once,
Indiana
I won't
Jones.
be negative. I'm going to be extremely positive right now.
So
I love Indiana Jones.
So we finally have the official reveal of Lego Indiana Jones. We got sets were accidentally put on shelves early, like a week or 2 ago, and some fans got their hands on it. I've seen some early reviews. I've already reviewed one set because I got my review copies a couple days ago, and actually before we recorded this, I was just putting the fighter plane chase together. I still have to put the Escape from the Lost Tomb together, but Lego is releasing 3 Indiana Jones sets, all based off 2 of the original films, not the 3. Temple of Doom, which we can briefly talk about. We've talked about it in the previous podcast episode, but basically, guys, we're not getting that we're not getting the rumored Temple of Doom set, which is unfortunate because it looked like a good set. I really wanted the Short Round minifigure. It would actually make a lot of sense to get that set right now, especially because of Short Round, because the actor who plays Short Round just got an Academy Award for everything.
Yeah.
I think the movie was called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, something like that. I need to watch it. It's a really cool indie film. It won so many Oscars, but it would make so much sense to release a set with Short Round because of the actor winning his first Academy Award and made big headlines in Hollywood, and kind of just ride that hype train a little bit. But that is not happening, so we are not getting the Temple of Doom set, which is very unfortunate. However, the 3 Indiana Jones set that we are getting is Temple of the Golden Idol for $150, which I just reviewed. I said in my review, I really do think it is worth $150. I know that's expensive, but it is such a good set. It has some of the best play functions I have ever seen in a Lego set, and probably the last 3 years at least. We got the Escape of the Lost Tomb, which is a 600 piece set for $40 with 4 minifigures. Like, that is such a good deal. And then we have the fighter plane chase for $35 with 3 minifigures. Like, and I don't know how many pieces the set. The set has 387 pieces. Okay, so decent value. Definitely the best value is the Escape of the Lost Tim, 600 pieces, 4 figures, $40. That is good, really good.
All 3 are day one buys. I mean, that's simple. Like, I have not been this excited for a Lego set in probably, oh man, if I had to think about it, it'd take a while to get to a date. I am super excited for these. I cannot express. It's very exciting.
You know what, I think I think they legitimately price these sets like lower than I think what a lot of us were expecting, because they think the demand for these sets is going to be lower. Obviously there's a lot of hardcore Lego Indiana Jones fans. If you grew up through like the late 2000s, early 2010 era, then you'll remember the theme, the original wave of sets. Very iconic.
Some of the best sets to this day.
If you played the video game, the Lego Indiana Jones game, you'll know how great that video game was. So there's definitely a lot of nostalgia for us, 20s, 30-year-olds fans. But I mean, even if you grew up with the original Indiana Jones movies, say you're in the 40s, 50s, whatever, then you're also still going to feel very inclined by these sets. But I think kids, like just normal kids that like are under 15 years old, like let's say like in the age range of like 8 to 12, I don't think they know what Indiana Jones is, and it's really going to rely on whether Dial of Destiny is popular, because that'll be a movie that parents take their kids to, or at least I think they would, and that would make their interest in watching the original Indiana Jones movies, and they'd be like, oh my God, they made Lego sets, and so that could push these sets along. But I think Lego knows it's a risk, and so that is also why they're trying to price the sets lower, I imagine, is for kids who look at this Walmart or Target. They're like, Mom, can I have that maybe? And they look at the price and they're like, well, yeah, $40 or $35. That's a decent price for a Lego set. And they get the set and it's really enjoyable. Hopefully watch the movie. I don't know. I think there's reasons because of that behind why we are seeing pretty decent prices on these sets.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that it's good they're doing that. I really hope that they actually make more sets in addition to that. I know that right now it's not really rumored that they are, which would really suck if they just make 3 sets and leave it, because that's going to be crushing as a Lego Indiana Jones fan. If they just
yeah,
I'm sorry, I got something in my throat. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I definitely want another wave of OG Indiana Jones sets, like from the original 3 movies. I want another wave of sets, even maybe one set from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'd be interested to see a new set, like a modern day like set built around that. That would be very intriguing to see. Like maybe, I know what scene I would want from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the opening scene and the Area 51 warehouse where the Ark of the Covenant and all that stuff is.
I'd like that too.
Imagine that as a Lego set. You could get the is it Kate Hudson character with the Russian girl in the movie. I think that's who plays her. Yeah, that would be, I'm just thinking about that scene. That would be so, Lego could easily make that too. Although, man, that would have a lot of stickers. All of those crates would be stickers. Whew.
Yeah, and also I feel like that scene probably wouldn't be great. If they're not going to make the Temple of Doom, that scene's not great. They murder like 20 U.S. Army soldiers right before that scene.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't think that we're going to... The thing is, like, to quickly speak on the violence clause, I think that it's quite hypocritical of Lego as a company to be like, because I'm assuming, right, and I'm pretty certain in this assumption that the Temple of Doom was canceled because of violence. I don't think it was because I saw some people online talking about it was canceled because of the disrespect towards the Indian culture, which absolutely should be considered, and I think is not necessarily great, but I think it's being canceled strictly because of the violence, because you see a guy getting his heart ripped out right before that scene, right? I think that if that's off limits, then why was a completely accurate Nazi German pilot okay? That's just kind of like my thought process at that point. I feel like I like the plane set. I think it's a great set. I wouldn't want it gone. I just don't understand the line of reasoning of paying a designer to design the set for, at least a couple months, get it into late post-production, have leaks of it come out, and then not make it because it's too violent. But you know what? The insanely accurate Nazi pilot minifigure is okay. It's just beyond mind-boggling to me.
This just opens a bigger door with Lego. This isn't the first time we've had a set get very close to being released. In fact, sometimes being semi-released and then getting canceled before it's hit mass, release around the world. I'm talking about the, what was it called? The Technic set.
Don't get me started on the Osprey. Do not get me started. I have bones to pick with the Osprey. I'll keep it brief real quickly. I'll keep it under a minute. The thing with the Osprey that's so infuriating, right? Yes, the Osprey is currently only applicable in military use around the world. That is an undeniable fact. Only militaries use it. However, there is civilian models in production for like rescue teams and such. Now, the Osprey is attributed to almost no KIAs, which is, kills in combat, because it's almost always just a transport helicopter, right? There is a civilian application. The president's press tour travels in Ospreys. That's a civil. No, okay, whatever. That's not armed, right? And I think that the Osprey, what pisses me off the most, is that there's like 9 previously released Lego Ospreys. Like, every Lego City helicopter, with some exceptions, is based off of a real-life military helicopter. They've made like 3 Pavlos and a Chinook and like countless Ospreys. And I'm just like, why could they not just make this one? It's not like it's covered in U.S. Army stickers, right? Anyways, I said under a minute, and that's been a minute. I'm still angry at Lego. From that date of the cancellation of the Osprey, my love of Lego has tanked. Not to I hate Lego now, but it's definitely affected how much I like the company. And that's my minute-long rant.
And the Osprey is just one example. There was the, what was it? The Overwatch 2 set of the giant mech. That never got released.
That one's understandable.
That was because of the Activision Blizzard controversy happening with that.
I'm going to give Lego the W on this one and say that was probably a good call. The negative PR surrounding Activision Blizzard would not have looked great.
Yeah, but, again, my point being isn't like the final say here, but it's like, why do these sets get so far into production? Like, it takes like a year usually from like start to finish for a Lego set. Like, how does a Lego set get that far along down the road before they're like, nah, pull the plug?
I don't know. It's definitely, I mean, I wish I could get in the mind of a Lego designer to know, but it's definitely, mind-boggling, because you can't imagine it's cheap just to make the decision. I know for a fact the Osprey cost them, tens of thousands of dollars because of how many leaked out. I'm guessing they had to destroy most of the other ones.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Even $1 million plus.
I don't understand the thought process in this. Like, I understand, like, some designer prototypes a model and it's like, it's not good enough, we're not going to make a set. Yeah, that's whatever. You're paying the designer a yearly wage. That's part of their job, whatever. But like, to have a designer dedicate their energy and time and a team's time to like designs, stickers, prints, all that stuff, right? Like, that's hours and hours of labor that they're paying for, Lego, obviously. And it's like, to just throw it all out the window at like the 11th hour, it just seems preposterous to me. And I'm not saying this as anybody who has any merit to say this, but it just seems like a horrible business decision, monetarily and time speaking. Like, the designer could have been working on something else that was going to get released. And I don't get it. I don't get why they, who decides it gets canceled? Like, why did they not look at the set before it was made? I feel like it's all in the same city in Denmark, in Billund. And, it's probably like, and actually I know, it's like a 5-minute walk between the buildings. So why could they not just like walk on over and be like, this set's kind of problematic. Maybe we shouldn't have the set of the guy ripping his heart out. I don't know. Just a thought. I just don't get it.
No, I absolutely agree. It really probably just comes down to lack of communication between teams at Lego is my best guess. And, someone at the last minute's like, this is really going to hurt our brand image. Like, there's potential backlash if we release this product. And so to someone at Lego probably does the math and figures out the potential backlash could cost them more money than simply just stopping production of the set that, whatever the cost it was to produce that set, pay the designer,
I think that
whatever.
person is bad at math then. If that's if that's your assumption, I feel like because the Osprey, the very visibly and well announced protest for the Lego Osprey set that was had here in Germany at one of the Lego stores that had, and I'm not under exaggerating here, that had two attendees that don't even buy Lego sets. Two people who don't buy Lego sets protested the Osprey, and then Lego citing that as the reason they canceled it. I really think the person who's doing that math should get fired, because, I saw nothing leading up to the Osprey's launch about anybody being like, well, why are they making a military vehicle? It's going against their core values. And no one complained. I don't think anyone would have complained. It's a very cool Lego set. The functions are amazing. I don't understand.
I did build the Osprey, and it does have a major malfunction in it where it chews up the gears if you turn on the functionality. It literally... Right. There is a design flaw with it.
But they cited their reason in the press release as the correlation with war. They cited that.
Yeah, but maybe there just using that as a cover-up potentially.
That doesn't... Okay, using it as a cover-up still makes the optics what it is, right? To us, it's because of the two people that protested. So two people ruined it for tens of thousands of people who wanted the set. That's just kind of ridiculous. And I think that it's just stupid to have this thing that was sent to these countries already ready to put on shelves, and then you cancel it. That's just stupid. It's beyond stupid. I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, but at the very least, I must say that the 3 Indiana Jones that are getting released on April 1st, all of them are fantastic.
Yes.
I'll have reviews on all of them, and they're truly great Lego sets, and they all, in my opinion, are valued correctly. I think there is an argument to be made about the typical Golden Idol that maybe it is slightly overpriced. I built it. I thought it was the correct price personally, especially when you compare it to the other diorama sets from other themes. I saw a lot of people complaining about the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the quote not being printed tiles, where the other diorama sets like Jurassic Park and Star Wars, they have printed tiles for that.
Such a minuscule complaint. Who cares?
I was surprised that people... I saw comments literally saying that they're not going to buy that set simply because of that. And they rack it up to, well, Lego, they're just cutting corners is what I've seen. Personally, I see this as the Lego Star Wars designers, or not the Lego Star Wars design, Lego Indiana Jones designers probably had to make a choice on what they wanted to print, and it was either going to be the printed tile or be printed tiles of the quote, or you can see there's printed tiles specifically made for the Golden Idol set that are along the border. There's these, maze-looking tiles, and then you have these skull tiles. So that's 2 prints right there. And that would have been the same amount of printing effort for the other 2 tiles. And so I'm sure it came down to, do we want to print the quote or do we want to print these other tiles? Personally, I think they made the right choice. If I'm guessing correct, and they had to make that choice, I think they made the right choice because the skull pieces and the maze pattern pieces are far more useful in Lego building mocks than the quoted tiles that are only specific to that one set and can't be used for anything else. I am happy that they printed the other pieces than the quote tiles. I would, if that's what it came down to, if that was the ultimatum, then they made the right choice.
So, a quick little rant and agreeance with you, actually. I think that prints are great. I love Lego prints. They're really. I think that there is some examples that are stickers that should be printed 100%, namely UCS plaques. I think that those 100% should be printed just because those stickers get messed up so easily. It's just insane because how big they are, right? But I think overall, piece for piece, I don't mind it. Because if I'm buying a set for the figures, which I think a lot of mock builders are buying sets for the figures, and I want these pieces to build with, I'd rather have a 2x6 black tile than a 2x6 black tile that says Lego Indiana Jones on it. Right?
I also, as a mock builder, I also agree with that. I realize and absolutely agree that an abundance of stickers is very annoying to apply and stuff like that.
Oh, I fully agree. As a fan of Speed Champions, let me tell you, horrific. I don't know why I messed up saying the word. Horrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, those are bad.
The Ford
really
Fiesta was a hellish building experience. I cannot express how much I disliked that building experience of the Speed Champions Ford Fiesta from back in 2018 or 2019. But I think that, the loss for the gain is a lot higher, right? Because I think if they printed everything, it sucked. I know that there's a particular group of people on YouTube and in the community who lose their mind if it isn't printed. Every little thing's printed. But, it would raise costs even more than they already are, to an even more egregious level than they already are, because Lego prices are already ridiculous. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Lego prices are absurd. And, prints will only make that worse. And I also think that it's nice to have these stickers because they can be used in mocks too. You can use the stickers. I know that the Dark Times RPG, which is a group of builders, they some of the people use dark blue or blue stickers. They put them on like Stormtrooper helmets, and then it's a actual purist custom clone or custom Stormtrooper, which I think is an astounding use of stickers. You couldn't do that with print. You can't wipe the print off and put it in another thing. So I think that, stickers, I understand they aren't always necessary. I appreciate if there were less in very, very, very big sets, but I think overall they're not a bad thing at all. And I think the hatred is way, way overdone on them.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Well, we should probably move on to our next topic, which is Lego had Mario Day, which was March 10th, I believe, so a couple days ago. And there was a lot of hype going into Lego Super Mario. Lego was hyping up like, oh, we're going to have some product announcements. It was on their Lego YouTube channel. I saw a lot of Lego bloggers talking about the set. Other YouTube channels talking about this day, Mario Day, being a big deal for Lego Super Mario. And so a lot of people were speculating, oh, are we finally getting Lego Mario regular minifigures? Are we getting a new 18 plus D2C Mario set like the Nintendo NES set? So there's a lot of speculation. Are we getting like a minifigure scale Peach's Castle with Lego minifigure Mario figure? Like so much speculation. And it was such a letdown. All they showed was a new playset. I think it was like the King of Bones playset, which just, it works with the normal Mario, the giant robotic Mario / screen I don't know what that figure is called. Big Fig Mario. I don't know what Lego classifies it as.
Overdeveloped child's toy Mario.
Yeah,
is what I would call it.
Obviously, it doesn't appeal to us at all. It's meant for kids like 12 and under.
So to do a quick little callback to earlier in the podcast, I think that the Mario Day stuff was consistent with Lego's current quality.
All right. Well, anyhow, what we did get was Donkey Kong, which, not gonna lie, the buildable
what? Donkey Kong. Oh my gosh! Wow, Donkey Kong, man. That's changed my mind. I love Lego Mario now. I love putting the Lego Mario figures. Oh wait.
So he's fully buildable out of Lego. There's at least some new molded pieces, which I see being very useful in mocks, but he's not like the Mario, Peach, or Luigi. He's not like, doesn't have batteries. He's not like a robotic toy thing. He's just a buildable like Lego figure like Bowser is. So he looked cool.
Is he as overpriced as Bowser?
They just showed the figure. They didn't show what set he comes in. They just showed.
I think we can safely say
Donkey Kong is coming. Oh my God!
I think we can safely say the answer is yes.
Yeah. So it was a major disappointment for hardcore, Nintendo fans, Mario fans. They were expecting stuff for. I think a lot of people were expecting a new 18 plus D2C set. They've been doing one. Almost every year. They had the question mark block, they had the NES set, and then last year we got the Mighty Bowser, which I thought was a really good set. So we've gotten some great D2C sets, but we're still waiting on minifigures, like just regular minifigures with Mario, and I think a Peach's Castle would be really cool. It's very iconic. So there's so much potential there, and I feel like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, I've seen a lot of people in the community just feel like Lego is holding back with this Nintendo license. Like they have so much opportunity here. They're only releasing like one big set. They could do like an entire line of, minifigure scale Nintendo products. We even saw some potential leaks on some other properties. So yeah, there's so much potential there. We just got to wait and see. Hopefully Lego will listen to its fans and realize that they should really be maximizing this Nintendo partnership, because
they won't.
Lots of people that are willing to. There's lots of people willing to spend money on like minifigure scale Mario sets.
This episode has just been me being an a-hole, and I'm
sorry. We're gonna have another rant here.
No, it's just that I don't understand why Lego can't just be Lego, right? Every single time they've come out with some new theme that has, technology at its core, hid inside. What's the other one? What was the other one they had, like, I guess Mario too. I see nothing but Mario on clearance. Hid inside in Mario. I can't imagine the hours.
Oh, what was the music one? What was the music one
Video.
called?
Yes, video. It's
video
so horrible.
was terrible.
It's so horrible. I could not remember it. I couldn't want to remember it.
I liked
so
Hid Inside more than I liked video. Oh my god.
Oh, I agree. Hid Inside looked like 2009 Star Wars compared to video. And, these overdeveloped, straight up, horrible part garbage sets that they are pumping out like nothing else is just so, because that's time, resources, and money all shoved into these things that get retired after a wave. Hidden Side was gone after a year. Video, gone after like less than a year, I think. And it's just, even Dots has an appeal because there is no technological base to it. And Dots is, I personally don't, I have some Dots sets. I think they're pretty cool. But, Hidden Side, Video, Mario, horrible. I want my Lego sets to be my Lego sets. I don't want a jumpable Mario who makes woohoo noises as he jumps over a printed tile with a barcode on it. Like, what am I even saying? A printed tile with a barcode? Where would I ever use this tile in another part of like a Lego build? Like, I don't understand the appeal, even to kids. I know kids that want to have their toys be toys. It's just, who signs off on this? Who is making these decisions? Because they do not seem to be making the correct decisions.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I agree with a lot with what you're saying. Those themes especially are just, they're outliers. We know video and Hidden Side were not successes. Lego canceled those themes for a reason, because they obviously know that they're, I don't know, maybe they're just going the wrong way about it. But I have seen a lot of success with the Mario scene, the Mario sets, with parents, with younger kids, maybe under 9.
I'll accept that.
There is a lot of success there,
Third time's the charm, right?
As a long-term adult Lego fan, absolutely. I want more minifigure scale Nintendo sets. I want Mario sets that are based off minifigures. I want what I like. Yes, I agree with that. But unfortunately, Lego tried something new, and it was a success with their main audience, which is kids. Parents are buying this for their kids.
Oh,
and so
come on.
that is
the
what,
amount of
that is
adults.
that is the reality. At the end of the day, their main focus is children, and
that's why half the Lego Star Wars sets are black boxes.
We will always be secondary to Lego's eyes, no matter what.
That's
okay?
just, we have the money. I'm sorry. Yes, I understand that they need to make a product for kids. I want them to make that product for kids. I like the sets that are for kids way more than I like the sets that are meant for me. But they're putting so much effort into black boxes. So I want your argument to be correct. I want you to be right. I want you to have the correct answer. But the evidence is proving completely opposite of you. Because if they were targeting kids, then why the heck is half the Star Wars selection adults only helmets and vignettes stuff that is not meant for kids at all? It has 18 plus on the box. As a kid, that would deter me. Like, I don't understand why they don't just make play sets that are fun to play with. I'm not going to go another rant. I already did, but I'm not going to go further into this rant. I don't comprehend the direction Lego's going in. And quick hot take here, I really wish they'd be put back in the same position that they were in the early 2000s, where they almost went bankrupt. Because the sets leading up to the bankruptcy, horrible. The sets leading out of the bankruptcy, some of the best we've ever gotten. And not that I want Lego to go bankrupt, and there is no way, there is literally no physical way they can go bankrupt because of how much money they've made. But, a humbling of Lego would be nice, I think. A reset, if you will. But like I said, that's a hot take.
I think that's a bigger conversation to be had in a future podcast episode. Is Lego products today, what we're getting today, better or worse than what we got 10, 20 years ago? I mean, objectively, they're better built sets today. They're better quality testing.
Sure, it's stronger, but
they're strongly built. They're more detailed. They've made bigger sets than they ever have.
The counter argument is that
they're also more expensive than they ever have been. So there's also that.
Yes, but that's not even I think the counter argument to what we're saying right now is that you and I have nostalgia, which
Yes.
undeniably is true, and nostalgia has driven a lot of my purchases. However, if we take I'm taking the rose-tinted goggles off right now. If I look at no licensed themes, nothing at all, Lego's original themes, it is undeniably true that Lego City from the early 2000s, or any Lego independent theme from the early 2000s, is better than what we have today. I think Friends, great hit, great theme. That's probably one of the best innovations they've had in terms of, in original Lego themes in a while. That theme is wildly successful. It has its great market appeal, and the sets are honestly better than some Star Wars
What
sets.
about Ninjago?
Dead. Please kill it. It should have died in after the movie. 2017, end Ninjago. Please. Why do they keep beating I cannot distinguish the Ninjago sets. I look at a set, I don't know if it's from 2012 or 2022. There is no way to know. There is. There is no way to easily distinguish a Ninjago set because they're just beating a dead horse. Please kill it and bring us something new. Rock Raiders, Power Miners, Galaxy Squad, Space Police, better Lego City.
I want Space Police back so bad, but they're not going to do it.
I love Space Police.
Modern day culture, nope.
Oh,
not going to happen.
Yeah, that's probably correct. But
Police,
no. Original themes then and now. Bionicle. I mean, talk about a story-driven line, okay? I know Bionicle has its stigma in the LEGO community to non-Bionicle fans, and to be quite frank, it's a very true stigma. A lot of Bionicle fans are different-minded to us, and that is their prerogative and choice.
I'm one of those people that think Bionicle people are strange. I'm sorry. If you're a Bionicle fan, I'm sorry.
It's not thinking. It's a consensus, and they've said it to me themselves. But not all of them are weird, and they're all great people to talk to. But Bionicle sets are so good until the end when they just murdered the theme.
Hero Factory.
Bionicles. Oh my gosh. Bionicle Stars was the last wave of Bionicle before the reboot in 2015. Bionicle Stars are so horrible. It's basically like Star Wars mechs. Okay, that's what I would compare it to. Getting Lego Star Wars mechs is what I would say Bionicle Stars is. So that could give you a frame of reference, right? Lego just needs to stop shoving this garbage down our throats. They're getting these one-time adult purchases. You're getting the random 40-year-old who loves Home Alone to buy your $350 chocolate house. But you know what? Little Timmy ain't gonna buy that set. Little Timmy wants a Star Wars spaceship that isn't micro scale attached to a black border that's sold with a freaking helmet set. I don't know what to say.
I don't even know what you're saying at this point.
It's so frustrating to be a Lego fan right now. I miss the 2000s so much.
Here's what you got to do. You just got to ignore everything else except the Lego Indiana Jones sets. That's what you got to do, Aaron.
Oh my gosh.
Just ignore all other products.
It's $350 for a cool house build, but first of all, it probably doesn't sell besides at Christmas, and it's $350. Who wants that?
I don't know how. Okay, all right. We're getting a little off topic now, or maybe a lot off topic now.
I think I'm overtired. We
do have one. Actually, no, two more topics. We have the Lego Profits topic, but let's first talk about the Bricklink Designer Program returning. I just want to quickly mention this. If you guys don't know what the program is, Bricklink is owned by Lego. If you guys didn't know that, Lego bought them a few years ago. So it's a little strange that Lego owns the third party / second party market, but that's another topic for another conversation for another podcast. But regardless, I want to say about 2 years ago now, Lego, or maybe 2 years ago,
no,
Lego
2019.
started something called the Brick. Okay, yeah, was it 2019?
Yeah, so they did the first round. If you're okay, I'll give the
okay, yeah. Go ahead, sure.
So 2019, they had when Lego bought them, which was late 20. When did Lego? No, this is before Lego bought them. Actually, Lego decided to partner with Bricklink.
Oh, you're right. Yes. I remember now.
So Lego partnered with Bricklink, and then early 2019, they basically said, submit us your models, and then we'll make these sets. Then the first wave of models were really slept on. I mean, they were hardcore slept on. I personally bought the vintage Roadster, which is a $50 car set. Really cool in my opinion. It's something that Lego would never do in modern. I'm not going there. I'm sorry. I almost started ranting again. Really good set, you know, A-Fall Designer Program, and all the sets from the program were really cool. They had like this really cool castle, and those were crowdfunded. Which, if you don't know what crowdfunding means, they basically said, "This is what you'll get. And you'll get it in like a year or 6 months at that point, and then pay us now, and you'll get it then." And at that point, what Lego did was they just sent Bricklink all of the pieces because they still weren't the same company, and Bricklink packed these sets together and then sent them out. I think I bought mine in May, and I got it in, I think it was like August. I could be wrong here, right? I don't know. It was a pretty fast turnaround, especially before it comes down the line. Then Lego bought Bricklink, in my opinion, for data analysis and also to own the secondhand market, because then Lego makes more on everything. But beside the point, they announced that the A-Fall Designer Program would be getting an expansion. And so since that acquisition, they've had, I want to say 3 rounds. Yeah, they've had 3 rounds of sets. So they had the gathering models, crowdfunding, and then waiting. So the first round, really good sets. I mean, just some really good. The castle in the forest, the fishing boat, amazing sets. I bought one of each, I think. And they sold out quickly. So, for example, the castle in the forest, I think that one sold out in Europe and in America in under 6 hours. And that's like people paying $250 to get this in the future. And each of these sets is also limited to 10,000 units. And they ship 8 months later or so. And they've just now finished. And then, yeah, I don't know what you want to talk about with it, but that's like a brief history of the designer program.
Yeah, so basically those first couple of rounds of the Bricklink Design Program were quote unquote a beta, and now it was such a success, even with the initial round and the following rounds, that they have taken it out of a beta and they are just officially making it a thing. And first off, Bricklink sets are legitimate Lego sets. Like, they're categorized as Lego sets. They even have Lego set numbers. Yes, they say Bricklink on the front of the box, but if you look at the side of the box, the Lego logo is there. So these are
and you get VIP points.
Yes. And you know, I don't know if you mentioned, but basically, you know, you can submit ideas for these Bricklink designer programs sets, but they have to be non-IP. So that's what, you know, they mostly all are, is they can't be Star Wars, Harry Potter, etc., which is fine. And so recently, like literally a couple days ago, Bricklink opened up their next round of sets. These won't be shipping, I think they said, until next year. They have to vote on them. Like, the next couple months is going through multiple tiers of voting. It's like the initial phase and like a secondary phase and then a final phase for voting. Figure out like what the sets will be, and then they do a I cannot talk today. Crowdfunding phase where people, you know, say, hey, I want to buy this set for, you know, $300, whatever it might be, and then it gets produced like 9 months later. So that is now happening now. The reason why I brought this up is they're going through a voting phase, seeing what fans want. There's literally like 1,000 sets that need to be voted on. I thought if you go to my YouTube community page on Solid Brick Studios, I thought these 2 modular sets, which was like a multiple season modular set with a park. I thought that was a really good idea. And then there was like an apartments modular. I thought it was great. There's so many other good sets. Go on there, go on Bricklink, vote on your best sets. A couple weeks, we'll get like a narrowed down version, vote again, and then we'll see what gets crowdfunded. So these are great sets. The stuff that's coming out of this program,
they are fantastic.
I think I bought like 2 or 3 sets now. The biggest that I most recently bought was the Lego Store modular. That's going, and all of these sets are limited run sets. They only make 10,000, which seems like a lot, but they get bought up so quickly.
In hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just really good sets. So I'm happy that I own the Lego Store modular. That was one I just absolutely
I recently, yesterday actually, I got the I don't know if you noted it, the Studgate train station. I got that one in the mail.
Oh, that was such a cool set. I was thinking about getting that one.
I can't express how happy I am that I decided to buy that back in May. You know, that is, I got from those recent wave. I got the Winter Chalet. Also, one I'm so happy I got. The 1950s diner, the train station, and the observatory.
Oh, observatory. Wow. You've got more than me, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, no. The first wave, I bought the entire wave. I bought 2 of each from the entire wave. I gave one to my friend because he didn't have the ability to get them. The second wave, they raised the prices, and I was like, so I only bought a couple of them. Wait, no. Oh, the Venetian houses. That was a great one from the second wave. I'm really happy I bought that one. It was like a giant modular. And then the
I
third
wish
wave,
I brought
yeah.
I wish I brought the windmill. What did you buy the third wave? Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, no, third wave, like I said, I got the train station, the observatory, the diner, and the chalet. Every set I bought, I'm happy with. I haven't had the chance to build them yet because I honestly don't have anywhere to put them. So I'm not just going to like build them and leave them on my desk. But when I get to build them, it's going to be amazing. And like the quality of set is so great. And I also like that they're not IP related. You know, I like the genericness of it, I guess, because it lets the creativity of the design come out more, in my opinion. You know, I think that it's definitely, you know, you can like your IPs, and I still like my IPs. I just think that it definitely helps to not have IP, because then, you know, the weight of a franchise won't help the set win. You know, nothing from Star Wars will be the automatic winner because there's way more voters for Star Wars. It's strictly on, is this build good? Do you like this build? Would you pay for this build? And I think that's great, because that really has let some amazing builds come out to shine. All of the sets have been amazing so far, and I'm really excited to see what comes from the future. If they keep doing this, it's going to be great. I'm going to love it. It's like better Lego ideas, in my opinion. Not that ideas is bad.
Yeah, and that's what initially started this. Is they took Lego ideas, failed projects, put them on the Bricklink Designer Program, and people bought them. So it was like a secondary way to get your failed Lego idea set into a real Lego set through Bricklink, which is really cool and just a good idea. And I'm happy to see this program continuing. I'm happy to see it was a success, and looking forward to the years to come to see future sets. And we'll talk more about it.
The only downside, in my opinion, and this is such a minor critique, is there is no paper instructions.
Yeah, they're all digital instructions.
That can be mitigated. I do like the paper instructions, but I understand, first of all, the shipping costs, the development costs, and all that stuff. Like, I understand why it's digital. I'm fine with that. It's minuscule. It doesn't make me dislike them anymore. But if I had a critique, that's probably it. Also, the prices. They're raising the prices. Every round, the prices go up, and it's horrible. But these sets are always worth double what they are on the resale market the day after they sell out.
Yeah, I think
for example, the Stegate train station. Yeah, the train station is already like $600-700.
And how much did you pay for it?
I think it was like $250, $350.
Yeah. I paid $200 for the Lego Store modular. It goes for $600 on Bricklink now, which is funny.
All of the sets.
It is funny that they, like, a lot of these sets are selling. I mean, not just on Bricklink, but also like eBay and other platforms. But yeah, it is very interesting. But check out the program, guys. It really is a great thing. You might find something you like, and you might find something that you never thought you would enjoy. And our last topic for today is going to be Lego releasing their yearly earnings report. They don't do quarterly because they are a private company. They don't even have to disclose really anything if they don't want to, because they're a private company. But they still do it every year just to kind of keep everybody up to date. But Lego announced that in 2022, for the entire year of 2022, they reached a 17% growth in revenue, which is a lot more money than that. 17%, double digits. Revenue for a billion-dollar company is a lot of money. That means they are doing very, very well. Now, their actual profit margin was 4 to 5%, which is a lot less.
I mean, we're talking billions,
digit, but that is because
it's still,
it's billions of dollars. And the reason why the profits are kind of low at just like 4%. Is because they are building these new Lego factories, like they announced last year in 2022 that they are making a new Lego factory in the U.S. right around where I live, like 20 minutes from here. They're going to be making a Lego factory right here in my home state of Virginia. So they're spending exponential money on growth. They realized from the pandemic that if you don't have suppliers strategically around the world, you're going to be very messed up. And so they're learning from that, and that is what we're seeing. So I'm happy to see, them creating new factories and, expanding all that stuff. But yeah, Lego is doing great basically, and they're making tons of money, more than they did the prior year, which is shocking. You'd think in 2022 it might go back. It might be a little less even than the prior, because we're 2022. A lot of people were coming out of the pandemic. People were going outside. I myself was traveling in 2022 a lot. I was going to Denmark, getting more Lego and seeing Aaron.
Yeah, you really dropped a lot of money up there. I remember I was sitting in the car. You came out, Aaron, you have money? Aaron, you have money? I'll PayPal you right now. I just need cash. I was like,
I need a Danish
sure thing,
coin,
man.
Yeah.
You were
So Yeah, I'm not a good. Lego gets plenty of money for me. I buy a lot of their products, but fairly enough because I love it and I love building with it, so it makes sense. But
I
yeah,
think
so
that to keep my thought. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say Lego's doing really well. I saw some comments on this on brickset.com especially. They posted this article about the earnings. I was looking through the comments. A lot of bitter AFOLs being like, wow, Lego's making 17% more than the previous year, yet they're hiking up prices, inflation. I see a lot of arguments being, why do they keep price gouging us is the common thing I've seen about these earning results.
Yeah.
And I mean, I totally hear that argument. Inflation sucks. I don't want to spend more money on Lego sets than I don't have to. But the reality is that, plastic, just like the cost of plastic alone went up, workers' wages. Legos, from what I understand, pays their workers very well, both from a factory standpoint and from a corporate standpoint. And so they do actually probably had to raise wages with inflation. I know there's a lot of companies that I could name that didn't raise their wages for their workers, even with inflation.
Like the U.S. government.
Yeah. So yeah, that's again another fun topic for another day. But yeah, so there's definitely a cost that's associated with inflation, and that is what you saw reflected in the prices. From what I understand, from what I've taught. When I went to their headquarters last year and I talked to the people that make these sets. I talked to the people who make these decisions, and they don't want to raise prices. They want to try, they want to try to keep, things at a reasonable level for the consumer. But, unfortunately there is things out of their control, like the cost of plastic, the worldwide inflation just in general has been going up. And so, that's just unfortunately the reality, not just of Lego, but just the world we live in today.
I mean, my thoughts on this will be brief, to save us all some time. I think that the inflation excuse is definitely better than just saying we want more money, because there's definitely the optical look at it is, they want more money at that point. I think that my goal, and yes, this is me preying on Lego's downfall right now, my goal is that they overexpand. They stretch themselves out too much, right? And then they have to reel it in a little bit. Because I think that at that point, they will, hopefully, like I said, early 2000s, redo that. Which sounds horrible to say, but I just am so frustrated with the direction Lego's going. And I agree with the salty AFOLs. This is an insane profit increase. If it was 1%, yeah, okay, that's normal business growth. 4% increase on billions of dollars is so much money on profit. That means after they've already given out their well-paying wage. So I don't understand. It just doesn't. I don't know. I'm with the salty AFOLs on this one. I don't know if the last hour and 82 minutes have made everyone else realize that I'm also a salty AFOL at this point. But I definitely am going down that road, unfortunately. I think that it's so irritating the way Lego's going, and to brag about this profit increase, they could have absorbed the inflationary hit with pretty big certainty. And I feel like, and this is coming from somebody, again, with no qualifications at all to talk about this, I feel like the PR from taking the inflationary hit and keeping your prices the same would have been so much better than the profit you made in the end. For example, Arizona Iced Tea, they didn't raise their price. And from what I can tell, they've received a lot of really good PR from it. But, Lego raised their prices, and I think we can all agree not a single ounce of good PR was reported at that point. No one was happy about Luke's Landspeeder, the most, invigorating Lego UCS set, getting a 20% price increase. I don't see how that, was the thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm not a businessman.
There's definitely an argument to be made that some of the inflation price increases, they're just taking more money from their adult audience to offset the cost of, say, the cheaper sets that kids will buy. That there's a lot of strategic reasons, and I don't like a lot of the reasons, but there is reasons why they did certain things, and it's unfortunate. We're having, I'd say the AFOL audience, the adult fans of Lego, definitely got hit hardest with the inflation increases, no doubt.
I would fully agree.
I think something also worth noting is the popular themes. I always put this in the earnings report. So the best-selling themes for 2022 were Lego City, Lego Star Wars, Lego Icons, Lego Technic, and surprisingly, Lego Harry Potter.
Not surprising at all. I mean, the quality of sets is 1,000 times better than Star Wars. I'm sorry, it is. It's so much good. It's such good sets, and they have so many sets, and they have so many diverse characters from the entire Wizarding world, and not 45 different versions of Mando. I'm not going to go there.
I must say, it's interesting seeing there's some big themes that you'd think that would be on that list, like Minecraft, superheroes, Friends wasn't on that list, Disney wasn't on that list, Ideas wasn't on that list. Like, it's interesting that none of those other themes made or Super Mario, that didn't make it either. So it's interesting. It's very interesting to see what the best of the best is. I mean, granted, Disney owns Star Wars. Star Wars is the only Disney-owned property that is their best-selling theme. That's interesting. I mean, Lego Icons that can sometimes have IPs, but usually that's like, the Titanic, Eiffel Tower, stuff like that. The flower sets are icons, so there's a lot of good icons.
I think that
honestly, almost all the icon sets are really good. Not gonna lie.
For the most part, I would agree. But I think I've made my opinions painfully clear today.
Yeah. Happy to see Lego Star Wars selling well. Guys, we got many years of Lego Star Wars to look forward to. So hopefully they'll get their act together and make some better play sets. Am I right?
I would love to, in a year, eat my words. I really, really want to be proven wrong. I have never wanted to be more wrong in my entire life. I want to be so incorrect. But what's so frustrating is I'm pretty sure I'm right. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
Well, Aaron, 2024 is the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars.
That means literally nothing. They're going to just make Mandalorian,
okay, all right,
Grogu.
But let's look back in the past. Tell me that the 20th anniversary sets that we got in 2019 weren't great.
Okay, sure. But it's also the 20th anniversary of Clone Wars right now, and we're getting literally nothing.
No, I agree. I hope we get some better Clone Wars sets this year. Like right now,
you can hope all you want. Legos just does not care. They're gonna make some more helmets.
As of right now, we only have
more
3
dioramas.
We got 2 helmets in a battle pack, and that is not doing it for me.
I don't think that's doing it for anybody, considering 2 of the sets you can't play with.
Yeah. We need better sets.
Of your selection are, oh wow, I spent 25 minutes building this set. Time to put it on a shelf. You've done something wrong. Okay, like I'm not gonna go there again. I like the helmet sets in a way.
The helmets are good, but I want more play sets. I want Clone Wars play sets, like good ones.
I wanted to play with I built an Indiana Jones set recently, and I could play with it. You know how much fun it was to play with the Peril in Peru Lego set?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh, it was fun. I can't do that now. Lego Star Wars didn't let me do that. Helmet. Oh, Captain Rex, his antenna goes down. Oh. It's very, very not fun. I don't like the direction Lego's going. But like I said, for the 5th time now, I'm going to leave it at that.
If Lego keeps this trend up, we're going to be seeing more and more sets every week from Lego Star Wars. We'll probably see the entire summer wave at this rate by April or May. So we'll be back here for episode 4, 5, 6, or however many we keep doing the BrixCast. So guys, stick around for future episodes. I'm sure we'll have more to talk about and rant about Lego Star Wars as well as other Lego. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. And, of course, you can find us on the BrixCast YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Aaron, for being a wonderful co-host, and we love hearing your wonderful rants.
Thank you. At least someone does, right? At the end of the day. Well, yeah, thank you for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. And just before we wrap up, I want to give another quick shout out to our sponsor, Oscar from Mr. Bricktastic. Doing a great job of editing these podcasts for us. That's what it's called. Super nice guy. Really great friends with him in real life as well. Be sure to check out his Bricklink store at mrbricktastic.com.
Mr. Bricktastic, guys. Go on Bricklink. Go check him out. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Three, two, one, clap.
Clap.